ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்றும் தூப்புள் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்ற சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப்போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So, khinna vrittehe, that's the last line. Khinna vrittehe anyaparasya aturasya kalaha adi upadrutasya cha bhojanatu. Let us confine this sentence to the meaning of, let us see the meaning. Khinna vrittehe. There are two shades of the meaning here. So, suppose we do not follow strictly the rules because of our personal problems in life. So what will we do? We will not do the meditation properly. In the sense, we don't concentrate 100% on the meditation, on the divine names of the Lord. Therefore, I'm already troubled, in the sense, I have some problems in life. So what will I do? I will digress. I will deviate. I will go away from the right path. Then, and again, we have other priorities. We don't make Lord as our most important priority. Lord is not my most important issue. I have other issues. I have other problems. So, anya parasya. And also, this can be also there lightly. Namely, I approach all gods. Not only I approach Sriman Narayana, but also approach other gods for benefits, for materialistic benefits, for the worldly desires to be fulfilled. So, anya parasya. Again, I am unhappy. Aturasya. My health is not quite all right. Or my friends, my relatives, my family members do have some health problems. For example, today, my wife has a problem of BP, a little higher BP, blood pressure. And she had wheezing also. She was all right while she was sitting on the flight, reclining position. But once she lies down, she has a problem. She develops cough. So I am worried about it. I am not worried about the Lord. I don't think of the Lord, Sriman Narayana. My thought concentrates on, is pointed on my wife's health. Aturasya, aturaha. Atura meaning sick person or somebody else is sick. my daughter's music teacher had her rib with a hairline crack. She fell in the restroom last week. She came with the problem to sing the song in the Raghavendra Mutt in Srirangam. She is my daughter's music teacher. And it became worse today. She had fever. She has fever today. She has other problems, health problems. So my thinking is on my friend's health. So I don't concentrate on the Lord's names. Then I fight with my neighbor. I fight with my family members. Kalaha adi upadrutasya. I have been disturbed by some quarrel, cold war among the family members. Kalaha. I fight. It's a brawl. Brawl. I orally use strong and bad words. So what happens in the as a result for all these deviations? I take food in a hurried manner. I take food fast. I don't take fast food. I take food fast. Bhojanatri. I don't enjoy the food, though it has been offered to the God. Sometimes I don't offer the food item to the God, and I try to eat it. That's a problem. Bhojanatri. So we go to the next 168. I think Maithili Sundar Mami was realizing that we are on the third chapter. Yes, we are on the third chapter. Tritiya Adhikaraha. Because we have gone through so far 167 pages. Almost one session for 1.5 pages or mostly 2 pages. So you imagine that there should be at least 80 sessions. So now we have come to 168. So now Purvam Yada Kadachit Labdhe Avasare Bhavati. Now, in spite of my problems, personal, friends, relatives, family members' problems, somehow I catch hold of some time and do meditation. Yada kadachit. Sometime or other. Labdhe avasare. I snatch a second. I snatch a minute. I am engaged for just a few minutes. Purvam bhavat. Bhojanat purvam bhavat. Before taking food, I get a glimpse of the Lord's names. I say the Lord's names. While you start taking food, we used to say, Bhojana samaye Govinda Sama Sankirtanam. Bhojana samaye Govinda Nama Sankirtanam. And therefore, my family, my father especially, would like to say Gopala Vimshati, Shri Gopala Vimshati, 21 verses of Swami Vedanta Deshika. On whom? On Lord Krishna. Vande Brindavanacharam Vallavi Janavallabham Jayanti Sambhavan Dhama Vaijayanti Vibhushanam. So as a child with a prank, we would all say Munnadi Pinnadi, as Keshavdas Swami knows because of his Sampradaya, Munnadi Pinnadi. So we say the first verse and the last 20 and 21st verses. 20th and 21st verses. Vaso Grutva Dinakara Sutta Sannidhau Vallavinam Leelas Meroja Itilalitam Asthita Kundajakham Samrida Bistadanvasane Abhirabhyatyamane Kami kaschat karakamalayor anjalim yachamanaha. Last one, 21. Ityananya manasa vinirmitam venkatesha kavina stutim patan. Divya venu rasikam samikshate daivatam kimapi yavvata priyam. So this is the shortest route, the shortest way of shortcut method to say to claim that I have done all the 21 recitation. So yada labde avasare. So my father used to compel us to say Chatushloki of Yamun Sri Yamunacharya, Alavandar in Tamil. Chatushloki. Again, Vande Brindavanacharam Gopala Vimshati is on Lord Krishna, of course, with Rukmini also. But of course, it's Bala Leela, the pranks of the childhood. But here we are talking about the Mahalakshmi. So Chatushloki, just 4. It is not just 4. Taniyan, there are Acharyan Taniyan 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. Then you have one paragraph from the Sri Sharanagati Gadyam of Sri Ramanujacharya. That is one small paragraph. Bhagavan Narayana Abhimatanurupa. Then you have 2 lines concluding the Chatushloki. Akaratraya Sampannam Aravinda Nivasinim Ashesha Jagadishitrim Vande Vardavallabham. So we remember Akaratraya Sampannam. No, Aharatraya Sampannam. 3 types of food. Sambar, Korambu. We say Korambu, not Sambar. Rasam, no rasam. Satrumadu, Satramudu. Then Tirukandamadu. 3 main items. So we are concentrating only on that. So Bhojanat Purvam Yada Kadachit Labdhe Avasare Bhavati. Sometimes we have concentration on the Lord's name, original form, the qualities, the auspicious qualities endlessly. But what to do? We sometimes we devote a few seconds for. Today I am fortunate. Today is called 28th Perukku in Tamil. Adi 28th Dedi. Today. I was little lethargic to go to the temple, but still I made up my mind to go to the temple. And then, of course, we say, Lord invites you. You don't go to the temple. Lord invites you to the temple. So I went there. I went there thinking, imagining that Lord Sri Ranganatha Nambermal will reach by 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. today. Therefore, I was very urgent and I felt to go. By 6:30, I was there. By 6:30, half an hour earlier, I was there. So what did I do there? I did a lot of meditation. I sang Sri Stuti and so on. I wanted to say Bhagavad-dhyana Sopanam in front of the Lord, Nambermal. But there was no time. There was no time. The Lord came and gone. That's all, within minutes. So I made a pradakshanam. I finished the Sristuti in his presence. So I got a lot of prasadam. Idli, vadai, pongal, ven pongal, kurambu, chutney. So my concentration was on the prasadam. I got the beautiful dosha from the Ranganatha's temple. I got sufficient and more than enough doshas to distribute to my friends also. Why I say this is, my concentration is not on the Lord Sri Ranganatha, but on dosha. So there is a humorous verse which denigrates Sri Vaishnavas. Dosha lesha sheya kechit kesha keshi vitanmate Keshavasya samipe tu Ishavat bhanti khalvaho. These two-line verse contains lot of repetition of the letter Sha. Sharangapani, that Sha. Sharangapani, Sha. Dosha, I get a small piece. Dosha, Lesha, Ashaya. By my desire to get a small piece of dosha, dosha, Lesha, Ashaya. Kechit, some people like me, Kechit, Kesha, Keshi, Vitannate. I enter into the crowd. I push myself forcibly into the crowd of devotees and snatch a piece of dosa. Actually, I was not intelligent enough to go near the Lord immediately there, and therefore I didn't get the opportunity of winding around my head a small rope before we get the shatari on our head. I got shatari on our head, but not the rope bound around our head. So I missed that. So I feel unlucky because I didn't get that. But I got the shatari. Of course, Tirtham, Tirtham I did not get because very few people were given. Everybody was pushing themselves, himself to that. So my problem is whether I will lose all this. So whether I will get food or not, prasadam or not. Now, because of my age, atyanta ashaktau tu, suppose I am unable to do that. So when I am incapable of doing it, atyanta ashaktau, what happens? Ritvik putra shishyadibihi sasamaihi anyaihi kari. No, this is extreme limit. Namely, I can ask my priest, Ritvik. I have a priest, a regular priest who conducts functions in our home, namely marriage and also Shraddha, the death anniversary of our forefathers. So he will come to the house. Or I will phone him up and say, please do Sandhya Vandanam for me, Ritvik. Or can you ask your son? No, today definitely, but still, if at all there is a good son, Putra, Putra. So that means not only Putra, you can also say some other member of the family. Putra like, so son like boy. You ask him to do the worship. You ask him to do Tiruvaradhana. Then Shishya Adibhi. You ask your students. You ask your disciples. So Swasamaihi Anyaihi Karya. You feel that they are fit enough to do that. So Swasamaihi. They are equal to you and equal to yourself. Therefore, Anyaihi Karya. So what do is Abhigamanam, Upadanam, Ijya, Swadhyaya, Yoga. All these you ask your disciples, ask your son, ask your priest to do it. Okay? It's acceptable. But remember, what is the result? What is the consequence? Tatra, there, tu, but I am this, apavadaha smaryate. Deviation is remembered. Apavadaha meaning, as soon as you miss something, as soon as you miss doing our duty, then what happens is people will blame you. Or you yourself will blame yourself. Or we have a fear that Lord will blame us. Lord will give us punishment. Apavadaha smaryate. Apavadaha smaryate. So apavadaha is, as you know, the blame. So what is that? Swami Amrita in the tumbler. So, these are the categories of people. Viduraha, Viduraha, Brahmachari cha, Vanaprastaha, Atha Bhikshukaha, Parartham, Karmam, Karma, Kurvanaha, Patayanti Patanti. Yeah. Mommy classler. Mommy classler. Viduraha. So Viduraha, you know, widower. So the wife is not available. So Viduraha, Brahmachari. We call them bachelor, but it's a first stage of life. Namely, he is unmarried. Of course, it is not unmarried status, one calls a person Brahmachari, but he is always thinking of the Lord. Brahma acharati iti Brahmachari. Then Vanaprastaha, one who has gone to the forest to meditate. So Vanaprastha, third stage of life. Then Bhikshukaha, the last stage of life, fourth stage, Sannyasi. Then Parartham Karma Kurvanaha. So there are people who do all actions for all others except God. Bhagavan Bhagavat Sriman Narayanam Vina Anyani Karyani Ye Kurvanti Te Parartham Karma Kurvana. They do all actions except on the Lord. So Parartham Karma Kurvana. What do they do? When they do this way, Patayanti, they make others also fall down. Make others fall down where? Fall down into the hell. Fall down into the trouble. Fall down into the, what we call, difficulties. Then they themselves fall. Patanti. So they themselves fall down. They push us also down. Now, what is the meaning? What is the relevance between people who do not find time, even little time, to concentrate on Sriman Narayana, that is before food and after food, and so on. So these categories of people, we fall into that categories of people. That's the meaning. So we become unfit to do Aradhana. Already the first sentence in this page was Ritvik Putra Shishyadibihi Swasarma Ritvik Putra Shishyadibihi Swasamaihi Anyaihi. So when we can do all actions towards God, engaging our priest, son, etc. and disciples, we fall into these categories. We are not widowers, but we have wife, but the brahmachari, the brahmachari is not supposed to do as a priest in the temple. He should not become priest. Unless today the rules have been changed. For emergency, brahmachari can do. In USA, I find in many temples, brahmacharis are doing. Even while I was in New York, in the Sri Ranganatha temple, a brahmachari by name Srinivasan came and worked there. The paucity of people, because of the paucity of people, non-availability of the people, brahmacharis are engaged. Brahmachari always will have normally no wants, normally no big wants, no big desires. But a family man, a householder, will have lot of necessities, especially money, and therefore he has to be engaged as a priest. Not vanaprastaha, not bhikshuka. Definitely not bhikshuka. Sannyasi should not have any desire, should give up all desires. So also vanaprastha. But when we do all actions against God, they themselves fall, we ourselves fall, and we make others also fall. So what is the way out? What is the way out? What is the problem? What is the solution to this problem? Ishat Chaktautu Sankuchita Yanam. It is enough that the fire ritual is so contracted. Sankuchita Yajanam. So Yajanam, what you call the fire ritual. The fire ritual is otherwise now, for our sake, thinking of the Lord. Yoga, meditation, dhyanam, upasanam. You can also say upavasa. So even a small or a little sacrifice, anuyagaha. Not anuyaga will be what we will take food after offering. Of course, another meaning is there. Because you are the elder person in my family, so I follow you. That is anuyaga. That's different. So, but already you have done yaga. But I follow. That is anuyaga. But if you have little power, ishat shakto. I am capable of doing at least a little. Ishat shakto. Sankuchita. So it can be called a worship. So eka upacharam arabhya. Are we able to do all the 16 upacharas? Shodasha upachara aradhana. We have 16 upachara. That is honor. 16 honors done to the Lord in the Tiruvarava. So eka upacharam arabhya. You start with one. You start with the first. Tat shaktyadi anusarena. Now, for example, I don't have a fan. I don't have a mirror. Darpanam. I don't have a mirror. And so many other instruments that you see in the temple to do Shodasha Upachara, 16 Upachara. So it is not available. The temple is so poor that I don't have all these materials. Therefore, Tat Shaktyadi Anusarena, by following whatever is available with you, Sagastra Upacharanta Vidhana. You can imagine that you have done thousands of Upachara. Sagastra Upachara Anta Vidhana. Today, I got the golden opportunity to fan the Lord. சாமரம் வீசறதுக்கு எனக்கு வாய்ப்பு இன்னைக்கு கிடைச்சது. இன்னைக்கு என்னைக்காவது ஒரு நாள் கிடைக்கும். யதா கதாச்சித் லப்யதே உபச்சாரா. இன்னைக்கு along with the GR, along with the GR, Balahari Purushottama Ramanuja GR, I had the fortune of fanning the Lord. Chamara. So, Sagastra Upachara Anta Vidhana. So, thousands of Upachara are equal to one Upachara that you. So, Vishu Vayana Dvitaya Panchadashi Ityadina Prasiddheshu Avasareshu Vedabhyasa Rupa Swadhyaya Lutu. So, what happens? So, while on certain important occasions, namely Vishu, you have heard about Vishu, the first day of the Tamil year. The first day of the Tamil year. Chitra month, first day. Vishu Ayana. Ayana is Dakshinayana first day and Uttarayana first day. Uttarayana first day and Dakshinayana first day. Ayana. Dvitaya Panchadashi. Panchadashi is, 15th day. What is the 15th day? Paurnami and Amavasya. How many times do you get in the month Dvitaya? 2 times. So Paurnami once and Amavasya once in a month, and therefore Dvitaya. So these are all important occasions, namely the first day of the new year. This year is Vishwavasu. Vishwavasu. Many people may make a spelling mistake of Vishwavasu. The Vishwavasu, Vishwa That Ishi is different from Vishwavasu. Su is Saraswati Su and Ishi Sargapanisha. Vishwavasu. This year is Vishwavasu. That is called Vishu. Dakshinayana Punyakalaha. Evam Uttarayana Punyakalaha. The auspicious hour of the semester. Every 6 months you have. So Dvitaya Panchadasi and Paurnami and Amavasya. Ityadina. Prasiddhisheshu avasareshu. So in these days, what are you not supposed to do? So Veda Adhyaya. So Pratisiddheshu avasareshu, on these prohibited days, on the prohibited occasions, Veda Abhyasa Rupa Swadhyayaha Lipyate. Even the self-study of the lesson previously done by the preceptor, previously taught by the preceptor, as a drop, Lupyate. That is, we miss it. On these Anardhayana days, non-study days, we don't read scriptures. We don't read new scriptures. We don't read much on what we call the fourth timing, Swadhyaya. Tada, at that time, tat kalam api ananya parasya pradhanatamaha yogaha samaskandhati. So what is the compensation? When we drop our actions, that is Swadhyaya is absent on the fourth timing, what is the compensation? Tada, at that time, tat kalam api, that time too, ananya parasya, I'm completely free to concentrate on God. So pradhanatamaha yogaha. So we follow yoga during Swadhyaya. Do you understand the stress on yoga, the importance of yoga now? The fourth timing is yoga, the fifth timing is yoga. Pradhanatamaha yoga, very important, most important is yoga, samaskandhati. It arrives. That is very, very beautiful, very, very beautiful to understand. Because we are all mistake doers, error committers. I'm giving new phrases now. I'm changing the English to what you call Indian English or Butler English. So தவறு செய்பவர்கள் நாம் எல்லோரும் தவறு செய்பவர்கள். எதையோ விட்டுட்டோம். என்னதையோ விட்டுட்டோம். என்ன விட்டுட்டோம் முக்கியமா? ஆனா என்னைக்கு விடணுமோ அன்னைக்கு விட்டுட்டோம். சுவாத்தியாயம்ங்கிறது ஏற்கனவே படிச்ச பாடத்தை படிச்சிருக்கணும். அன்னைக்கு படிக்கணும். என்னைக்கு? பௌர்ணமி, அமாவாசை, வருஷ பரப்பு முதல் நாள், தட்சிணாயனம் முதல் நாள், உத்தராயணம் முதல் நாள். On the sixth occasion, we must give up study of new scriptures. அப்புறம் next sentence. Trayodashi nishamukhem cha tasya api apavadam kejit ichchati. So the very important calculation of the timing is very important. Calculation of the timing is very important. It's not a calculation, it's simply look at the Panchangam, the almanac, the calendar, and find out how much time Trayodashi is there. Do you have Trayodashi in the evening? That is night. Nisha Mukhe. Nisha Mukhe is the evening. So if you see Trayodashi, 13th Narika, 13th Tithi Narika, Narihai, in Nadika, it's called Nadika. Nisha Mukhe in the evening, then Tasyapi Apavadam Keji Dichanti. People say, we are not supposed to recite scriptures. Swadhyaya is absent. Yoga also is to be absent. You cannot do also yoga. No scripture study. My grandfather used to say, 4 o'clock, he is very careful. 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. he says. I am very happy that I am not ready to study scripture between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Trayodashi. What is the Trayodashi they call? That evening twilight is called Mahapradoshaha. Mahapradoshaha. Daily we have pradosha. Dosha defect. Pradosha highly defective. Mahapradosha very highly defective. What are the timings? Daily morning to light and evening to light. Daily morning to light and evening to light. So Pratha Sandhya Pradosha, Sayam Sandhya Pradosha, and then on Trayodasi day Mahapradosha. So we are not supposed to say Vishnu Sahasranamam. When we do Gayatri Jamam, we must do it very silently. Others must not hear. Even normally on normal days, on all other days, okay. So on all other days, right? On all other days we say Gayatri, not louder, so that all others unfit for reciting Gayatri should not hear the mantra. Today our calling bell sings the Gayatri. So we are not supposed to do that. So Gayatri Japa must be done silently. If at all with lip movement, okay. But exception is Keshavada Swami's chat now. There are two important actions during Mahapradosha. Namely, worshipping Lord Lakshmi Narasimha and worshipping Lord Shiva. These two are very important. So we have to go to the temple, so we have to worship them. And at that time, Rudram is recited. When people worship Shiva, Lord Shiva, they worship with Rudram. All of us, as Sri Vaishnavas, should learn to recite both Rudram and Chamakam. We are supposed to learn it. And we are supposed to recite it also on particular occasions like Atirudram, Maharudram, what we call Yaga, Yajnam, the sacrifice. So you can go as even a priest or what you call Ritvik to recite Rudram and Chamakam. There is no harm in it. Because we are not called Anya Devata Paraha. We are not approaching other gods. But because we see in Shiva, Lord Rama, Shiva Narayana as Antaryam. That is very important. Somehow we must see Lord Shiva Narayana in Shiva. So you look at the one single English humorous sentence in these portions, namely, Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. Meaning, salutation to the chief of the thieves. Taskara means thief. Choraha. Taskaranam Pataye Namaha. Who is the chief thief? Lord Shiva, according to the Rudram or Chamaka. But what about our Lord Krishna? He is the chief of the thieves. Chakravarti. Chora Chakravarti. He is Taskaranam Patihina. Taskaranam Chakravarti. Therefore, remember Lord Krishna in Lord Shiva as the chief of the thief. Chief of the thieves. So, again, I'm not talking of the negative aspect, also positive aspect also, namely, we want every day to be auspicious for us. Mangalam bhavatu, Shubham bhavatu. Every day, we must feel happy, we must feel contented, we must feel satisfied, we must make others happy, and so on. So what do you say in Rudram Chamakam? Susha chame, Sudinan chame. Susha chame, Sudinan chame. Me, for me, selfishly, I want. What? Susha chame, good morning. I want good morning. So not only good morning, I want good day. Sudinan chame. Where is the other prayer for this like everywhere else? So we don't have such beautiful sentences in other scriptural hymns. Therefore, we have to learn Rudram Chamakam. We have to learn and recite it on appropriate occasions. And again, we must always think of Sriman Narayana as the Antaryami for all the gods that we celebrate. So, Trayodashi Nishamukhe cha tasya apavadam kechidicham. People say there is a taboo, apavadaha, a taboo. Some people say, some people like to say that Trayodashi evening also is Mahapradosha Kalaha, and therefore we are not supposed to recite scriptures. Swadhyayaha nasti, yogaha nasti. There is no yoga, there is no swadhyaya. Now, Maithili Mami and all other members must also recall to their mind, remember that this applies to both our actions at home and at the temple. I am a priest in the temple, I must follow. I am at home doing Tiruvaradhanam, I also must follow this. I also must follow this. So what should we do? So what is the best method? Tadapi sarva kriyantara nirodha purvakam. Suppose all our actions are prohibited, banned. That means we are scuttled. Our hands are tied to perform these actions. Sarva kriya antara. We are not able to do anything else. That is already we are prevented to do. Then maunam vratam anutthiyamanam. I must keep quiet. I must have stoic silence. No thoughts. Complete silence of the mind out. Not silence of the mouth. Silence of the mind. Shut off your mind from everything else. Maunam vratam anutthiyamanam. How to observe the vow called silence? Don't give signal. Come, go. Don't give signal. Don't write and give. You must do this. I want to do this. You must do this. Don't write and give anything. No text message. No WhatsApp message. Orally you are prohibited. Then you don't follow any other method to communicate. No. Don't signal with your eyes. Rama signaled with his eyes to Sita. In order to present Hanuman the Muktaharam, the pearl necklace, Sita asked Rama orally, to whom should I give as a present? Rama did not talk to her. In the whole crowd of people, some people get presentation, some people are denied prizes. What should we do? So Rama indicated by eyes. He looked at Sita, and Sita gave the pearl necklace to Hanuman. That even we must not do. We must not talk through eyes. Talk through signals. That is called Maunavratam. Strict Maunavratam. Maunavratam anushtiyamanam satvika tyaga prakriya. This is very important. Please remember, I am not doing anything. Lord makes me do. So satvika tyaga prakriya. Swakiyena maya. So by me, maya by me. Swakiyena. So by my own satvika tyaga. So swaprityartham. Now swaprityartham. Who is to get to please Lord for his happiness? Swaprityartham. Bhagavata eva karyataha iti anusante. We must understand all these are the tidings of the actions of the Lord. He does it. He does everything. I do nothing. I am only a representative. I am only an agent. I am only in lieu of the Lord. Lieu. I am in lieu of the Lord. So Lord does it. So Lord's decree, Lord's will prevails. Tasmatu, therefore, all out desarva shastrani. We analyze all sciences, spiritual sciences, scriptures, smritis, dharma shastras, itihasas, puranas, stotras, kavyas, everything iti arabhya, all out desarva shastrani. What is the final conclusion? Theyaha narayanaha. Lord Sriman Narayana must be meditated upon. How? Sada, always, forever, 24/7. But Sada can be replaced by Harihi. Deyo Narayano Harihi. So one more name is said. One more name. So Pathantaramasti, there is another reading. Another reading is it. So Harihi. Ityadibhi Uktam. Bhagavat Anusmaranam Sarvatra Savaka. Don't say, I don't have time to talk about God. Don't say, I don't know how to meditate on the God's name. Don't say, I have no time to think of the name of God. You have every opportunity to do that. Remember every second, Lord. Bhagavad Anusmaran. Just like Keshav Swami said, Anuyagaha. This is Anuyaga. My father says Vishnu Sahasranama. You follow. So my grandfather says Vishnu Sahasranama. You don't look at your cell mobile. You follow him. So I follow my grandfather. Without the book, I made. I mean, I learned by rote, ROTE, Vishnu Sahasranama. I never consulted a book. Actually, in fact, we never had a book of Vishnu Sahasranama. So it's all oral tradition. It's all oral tradition. My grandmother said Mukundamala at home. I know now all the 40 from the young age. All the 40 shlokas. I made some mistakes while I was a child, and then later on, when I became teacher, I made perfect my pronunciation. Mukundamala. One example. Tejo Jalaugam. Tejo Jalaugam. So we say it in different ways. Tejo Jalaugam. Tejo Jalaugam. Tejo Jalaugam. Tejo Jalaugam. So in that way you can say anything in Shukumi Lagudi. Ippili. Shukumi Lagudi Ippili. So this is the way as a childish way of saying. Then later on one must correct it. But Bhagavad Anusmara, remember the Lord. Avichinna smriti santati rupatva adikam tu matraya bhajat. Suppose we'll give a small drop of a letter. Matraya. 1 second we have lost. 1 second. 1 second. Or vinadi. So matraya bhajyate. We must remember how matras are very important. Seconds are very important. The timing is very important. The duration is important. The word's pronunciation must be important. The whole sentence is important. So while we do something that is recitation of stotras, my father used to teach my uncles. My father used to teach my uncles the Vishnu Sahasranam. Vishnu Sahasranam is over. The Palashruti is on. Vanamali Gatishangi. So my father says the right way expression. My uncle says, Kochina topi, you must identify where this mistake occurs. Kochina topi. So my uncle said Kochina topi. In spite of many repetitions of my father correctly, he couldn't say as a child, Vachina Topi. But the background thinking is Avichinna Smriti Santati Rupam. No gap, no let up in the meaning of the remembrance of the meaning of the name of the Lord. It should be continuous. Santati. Avichinna Smriti Santati. My memory should not be lost in between. Even when you give up 1 second. Lastly, we say, Yadakshara pada bhrashtam matrahinam tu yad bhavet. That is what we hear. Matraya bhajyate, meaning matrahinam tu yad bhavet. Tat sarvam shamyatam deva narayana namostute. How do we say? Yadakshara pada bhrashtam. We have left out a syllable. We have left out a word. Yadakshara pada bhrashtam matrahinam tu yad bhavet. Tat sarvam shamyatam deva narayana namostute. What are the mistakes that we can do? Visarga, we forget to say visarga. Visarga, we add visarga where there is no visarga. We are all very intelligent to add visarga because I know Sanskrit very, very much deeply. Therefore, I will add visarga everywhere. Everywhere, because visarga is a strong hold of Sanskrit. It is a life of Sanskrit. Therefore, I will add visarga everywhere. So, visarga, bindu, anuswara, the dot over the letter. Yam is called. So, bindu, matrani. I have left out some seconds. I have added some seconds. I do new Vishnu Sahasranam every day. So, visarga bindu matrani. Pada, I left out the word. I added a word. Pada, I gave a quarter extra. Interpolation. I didn't do that pada. I forgot. So again, pada, aksharani cha, the syllables. I added syllables unnecessarily. I left out syllables. I deleted some syllables from my pronunciation. Pada aksharani cha. I made them little. Nyunani cha. I made the long vowel short vowel. I made the heavy syllable light syllable. I made the light syllable heavy syllable. I made the short vowel long vowel. Nyunani cha atiriktani. Finally, what do you say? Kshamasva Purushotama. Excuse, please pardon me, please forgive me. Maaf karo, maaf kijiye, mannittu kollungal, shamyatam, kshamasva. So, this is how we take. So, we will take up Ashauchadishu api Bhagavat Sankirtanadi Karma. When we are on the what we call taboo days in the sense, when somebody has reached Vaikuntham in our family, in our relative relationships, so we have what we call taboo days. Asaucha Inani. On those days, how do we do Bhagavat Nama Sankirtan? How do we do the recitation of the God's names? We will discuss it about it tomorrow.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்ரோ ஞான வைராகிய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதாரியம் வந்தே வேதாந்ததேதிகம் கவிதார்க்கிகசிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமக. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாதிக்கு சொல்றேன். வாதித்து
பரவாயில்ல.
வதிரோ பஞ்சானன பராக்கிரமம் ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கடநாதாரியம் இரும் விஜயதாம்புவி. சீரொன்று தூபுல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர ஓமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞானவைராக்யபூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்ததேசிகம்.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம்